Welcome back. Let's play some 10-minute games here on Shogi Wars. Good luck. Keep the foothold for the attack. Well, this is going to be a fun start, isn't it? I have to quiet my volume a touch here. So how am I supposed to counter the center file rook idea? Is this still appropriate here? Hmm. Okay, I feel like playing center file rook today all of a sudden. Not sure what inspired me. Um, but yeah, today's proverb is keep the foothold for the attack. Let's do that. Um, hmm. Care for a rook trade? Yeah, I could clog the center file with a pawn, but it doesn't seem to get very far. This looks like it's getting somewhere. Maybe it's not. Mhm. Alright, so I get this big diagonal and you don't. I suppose I can accept this. Surely there's some risk associated with doing this, but you know, if I lose a pawn or something, I'll live. Um, hmm. What's the best way to meet this? This looks interesting. Let's try it. Always lead the attack with the rook, right? Nothing bad is ever going to happen to your rook. Um, except when you least expect it. Hmm. That rook's going on a journey. A journey I've been on many times before. A journey I know that I don't care for, but um, to each their own. I unblock this diagonal once more. We'll see just how aggressively I can play. Forward. Forward. Ever forward we march. I guess bishop takes silver is still possible. My opponent still makes one move threats every turn. And I parry each threat. And then they make the next one move threat. And I parry that one.
7分。
Fine. I'll drop my bishop back. There's more than one way to use my bishop. So if they advance the silver, the rook is, well, not fully trapped, but pretty damn close. That's almost like advancing the silver. So I get to chase the rook. And again. So they got to take a pawn. I get a quality upgrade. It's not decisive. It's pleasant, but not decisive. Back to this diagonal I go. Maybe someday I'll build a castle? I don't know. This is a good diagonal for this bishop. Maybe I should have kept it protecting the silver, because if I push here, things get iffy. That too. That too. I guess this advance was problematic, so this bishop move is probably fine. They might drop a gold general here. And then maybe I have to open things up and hope that my attack is fastest. Unpleasant, but probably true. That's not a gold general. Alright. I accept. Alright, back I go. I have one pawn in hand. It's not clear how best to meet that. Oh. I might have a tactical shot here. Yes. If I can click once, then I can click twice. If I can click twice, yeah, they defend this pawn, but I find another way in. Because there's only one general over here. There's like 3 generals and a bishop and all this other stuff. It's difficult to invade on that side. But over here, I just take the pawn. Ah, they're gonna sack this when I'm not looking. I messed up. Probably should have done silver 5-5 instead. Well, how far do I commit to this bit? Alright, that's the move I was hoping for.
5分、
Hmm. Tricky stuff. If I take, they get to promote. And yes, my bishop gets a nice open diagonal, but it's at a cost. A cost that is too high. Too great. So now I could drop the pawn and invade with my dragon once more. Okay, I back up. Sure. Okay, things are getting spooky. Um, hmm. Oh, I can't center file drop that. That sucks. Let's try this. That's a pawn. Okay, that's a bishop. I can't let that sit there. Hmm, maybe I
3
can.
分、
That would be wild. Um, all right, back we go.
2分30秒。
Hmm. All right, I don't see mate, so we're gonna pursue this.
2分、
That looks fun. All right, I walk away. Yeah, let's do it. I keep walking. Thanks for the game. One down, two to go. Keep the foothold for the attack. Good luck. Let's go. They call this sleeve rook, I suppose. I don't know how important it is to know these shapes and names. It's probably more important to understand how to play a shape than to know what it's called. That said, I don't fully know how to play this. Oh. I have some idea what they're trying to do. Yep. Alright. Bishop back. Oh, okay. Yeah. They're playing this fun move order. Which I don't find so fun. But maybe they do. So I want to hit the head of this shape here. It's not an easy shape to hit. That cuts off their bishop. That's not something I saw on the roadmap. Wait. Is this actually something? This looks too fun. Let's go. The rook supports the silver. Sure looks like I can crash through on the center file. Let's test this theory. Threatening pawn 5-2. Are they going to break up the shape just to deal with my silly threat? I mean, what else can they do? Yeah, they can do that. That's legal. Um, hmm. This is dangerous. Yeah. I goofed. Well, no, I have an open diagonal against the king. It's not nothing. Um, let's see where this lands us. Let's just keep going. Can't stop, won't stop now. Is their goal to play the most confusing moves? Asking for a friend. So silver takes pawn is out. Yes, I have blocked my bishop, but I didn't believe in my attack to begin with, so... Is that really such a loss?
7分
Okay. This looks fun. Let's check. We'll block this check. Everything hangs. Where's my game-winning tactic? Knight drop. Interesting. Um... Hmm... Huh. How do I try to make this work? Alright, here goes nothing.
5分
Hmm. My bishop's getting trapped. Maybe it's fine. Whatever. It's just a bishop. If I move sideways, silver takes is painful, so... We're gonna deal with this pain instead. Oh, that's not so bad. At least it doesn't look so bad. Hmm. I'll defend my king. Do I want this gold? Yeah, I'll take it. So the trick to this position, keep the foothold for the attack. Arguably, I never got a foothold. But if I pretend I did, and if I pretend hard enough, maybe something might happen. I don't know how I'm going to pretend. Like, that's solid. This is hard to beat. Let's go back and collect this bishop. There's my foothold. Finally found one. I don't have material. I got Jack here. Let's see what I can do. If I had more pawns, I'd be better off, but that's not where we're at. Yep. Well, at least I get a pawn this way. Pretending is hard. Alright, I'm taking this. Mhm. Pretending is hard. I could have dropped a gold here. I don't think it helps my cause. Ew. Better late than never. Let's try it.
2分30秒。
It's so dire. Okay. Keep the foothold for the attack. Doesn't matter what it costs. We're just gonna keep it. Gold drop is spooky. But if I were to try to defend, I would lose my attack.
2分。
They actually obliged. This is crazy. Okay. There wasn't any need for them to take my bishop. Yeah, they can bishop drop at this point, but that's not an improvement. At least from their perspective. Um, which way do I check? Yeah, I'll do the obvious. Oh. Okay then.
1分30秒。
Like, if you're giving up the rook, expect me to give up stuff too. I'm still screwed. There was no stopping this, but I tried. Thanks for the game. 2 down, 1 to go. My bishop sack was too greedy, but I'm probably cooked either way. Good luck. I guess there could be an asterisk to any proverb, not just that one, where the asterisk says, except when this gets you checkmated. Do this except when it gets you checkmated for every little thing in this game. In that case, you can deviate because it just straight up doesn't make sense. It never makes sense to walk into mate. Freestyle. Right, so I throw my elbow here. Is this really so effective here? Maybe it is. Welcome. Even in this situation. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Because, like, the king's a sitting duck in the middle. They built this half castle over here. I don't understand. Perhaps the key to this understanding is just that I'm bad at shogi. We've had a similar game weeks ago. Not this position, but the same idea of the opponent having an unstoppable attack here. Hmm. Yeah. Like here, a lance prevents me from breaking this file open. So lance can be quite useful. So arguably, silver for lance is not a quality upgrade. Oh. Well then. Today's proverb is keep the foothold for the attack. And if they can't do that, then we'll show that edge bogeying is no good. But yeah, if their attack prevails, well, that's the reason why. If they clog the diag... I don't have a lance. It'd be nice to have one. Alright. Why did I think I had a plan here? Like, I could jump the knight. That's half of a plan. I've seen worse. Let's do this. So this pawn is loose. If they're careless and exchange the pawn and place the rook out here, I can fork the rook in this pawn. And suddenly I have something. Although I can promote the rook and I retreat my gold. Yeah. Instead we have this, but now I can fork this gold in the pawn. I could take the pawn directly. That's kind of cool. Granted, they just pawn drop and then I have to come up with more tactics to justify my craziness, but, you know. Let's chance it. That looks fun. Alright, time to see what big tactic I missed here. There's some earth-shattering kaboom. Ah, there it is. I didn't see that. Hello. That's fine. Rooks are pretty cool. Silver... They defend this, like, block with a knight or something. I take and I mow the king out here? Wait, how is this not just completely winning? Well, that's not a question for me, is it?
7分
Well, as long as I don't drop the rook to some kind of dumb fork. Blocking with the gold might not have been the best. Thanks for the game. Okay. Glad to see we're in agreement on this one. I lost count. It feels like 3 games. Let's wrap it there. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.